World Wide Web, what's up? Okay, sorry for the angle. Okay, so I wrote a list of assumptions and or frequently asked questions for the internet. Most of it will be TMI, but this is just some stuff that people have asked me more than once or like assumed. Sorry for the angle and sorry for the state of my face. I'm a bit sunburnt, but that's okay. And I have a hair mask in. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so have I ever had plastic surgery? No, I do not like needles, and yeah, I'm not a fan of needles. I have to look the other way when my blood gets taken, and I almost passed out once when I saw my friend's mum get Botox. Okay, that I was married or that I am married? Also, no. I was engaged for a long time, about, oh gosh, like 4.5-ish years, I suppose. It was a long engagement because he popped the question 2 months in and I was only 22 years old, so pretty young to be getting married. There have been proposals since, but it doesn't qualify unless the guy has a ring and gets on one knee, in my opinion anyway. Okay. This one's funny. That I still depend on my family for money. No, I've been living out of home and financially independent since I was 17. My parents and I don't have that kind of dynamic, and I'm expected to stand on my own 2 feet. I don't really have a safety net in that way. Yeah, so no. Sorry. That my family are very wealthy. No. Basically, I just try and put things into perspective. Yes, I was provided for. I'm not going to say that I wasn't. But yeah, we weren't like crazy wealthy. My dad did play professional soccer before I was born, so I suppose like excellence was like expected. But I think any like kid of an athlete can probably relate to that. That I was a professional ballerina. Also, no. To do that, like, it's really hard to sort of like get to that level. Basically, you have to get accepted at a company as a teenager, and so I started like school a little bit early. So because of that, I went to high school at 12, and I went to a school that had like a ballet excellence. So basically what it means is that you just do ballet, and then you only have subjects, like the only subjects that you take are maths and English, like just to like make sure that you have them covered. And then because of that, the school was an hour commute, and then the days that I like danced, it normally started at 6 a.m. So, and then on top of that, I'd have like normal ballet classes outside of school. So I ended up changing from that school to go to a more local all girls Catholic school mid-year. And then when I got a little bit older, I went to an all girls grammar school, like a local one, and then continued ballet practice like outside of school. More assumptions. That all ballet that all ballet is like dance moms. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but it's basically just pretty hardcore. But it's like a performance type school. So just for context, there are different types of schools. Some are more focused on performances and then notoriously more competitive. I trained in a classical ballet that basically like it has a regulatory board, and then they like you have to pass exams and stuff like that. So it's a little more, I don't know how to say it, but like it's not really focused on performance. It's more like focused on technique and stuff like that. Not that performance isn't, but like just in terms of like passing exams and stuff. Because I started ballet so young. I started at 3. You grow up with the school with the girls that you train with, so you sort of see them more as like brothers and sisters. So when it got to the stage that I started dancing with a guy, I sort of saw him as a brother, and I found it very weird because you're sort of like recreating like romantic moments, I suppose. And there was this moment where, like in the dance, I was supposed to be like sitting on his lap, but I like hovered above it. And he sort of like grabbed my hips and like made me sit on his lap. But you're kids basically, you're like 12 or but yeah, it's not really like you don't see them in that way because you grew up with them. But yeah, bitchiness was not acceptable, and we like for that reason we didn't compete. We only had exams and performances. Cool. Next. That I graduated university. No, I am studying at the moment, but I didn't graduate. I did briefly go to Bond University, so basically it's a private uni that's mostly international, about 60%, and it focuses on entrepreneurship. It worked out for the best because the degree that I wanted would equate to about 160K, and had I put that on HECS, I think indexation is 4.5, was 4.5 or something like that. So this was around about the time that Instagram had just come out, and my best friend's dad had started a startup alongside the construction companies he was already running. I was in the office helping to create some content for the startup, and I think I like fixed a problem. I don't know what I was fixing, something about like CAD files or something maybe. So basically I helped him fix something, and then he offered me a full-time role in the startup like after that. I saw it as a great opportunity, and then dropped out of uni soon after. Alrighty, that I speak multiple languages. Barely. I'm still learning. I think a lot of the time it's body language, if that classifies, but I don't think it does. One of the co-founders of a business I helped found had me doing like the prep work for his investment strategy meetings. Most of these meetings were taken in Telugu, which is a language in a region in India. So I think the more you're exposed to a language, the easier it is to pick up. At the moment, I am learning Korean, Arabic, Russian, Chinese. Very random, I know, but yeah, ideally the goal would be to translate like the entire album that I have written from English into these languages, so that like we can sort of, I suppose, try and figure out what we have in common rather than what we do have from like differences. I do already I do know some Urdu, which is another language. I can understand it,